Welcome back to Sass with a little bit of class. I'm Kiara Williamson, and today we're going to be deep diving self-love. And what actually does that even mean? And who has it? Because I want a wee bit of that. So yeah, that's what we're going to be talking about today. So without further ado, let's dive right in. We're discussing the three main girls in our heads, okay? We're talking negative self-talk, we're talking low self-esteem, we're talking overthinking to the max, okay? You know, that little voice in your head when you're trying to sleep and it's like, why'd you do that? Maybe you done this. Well, what if this happens? What are you going to do in this situation? Making up 103 different scenarios before your head's even hit the pillow, do you know what I mean? Come on now. First of all, let's talk about self-esteem and what that actually means. Self-esteem is basically when your belief of your self-worth and your value and what you deserve is completely lowered, and that could be due to other people's opinions of you, what other people have said about you. Say your upbringing environment was a little bit toxic, you're hearing all these toxic negative words that will impact you. The experiences then lead to negative self-talk. You start to believe every single thing that you've heard in the past, that you see. You're comparing yourself to people online most likely, and just thinking, why am I not like that? And how have I not got hair like her, or teeth like her, or skin like her? All these thoughts come into your head, whether you're realising it at the time or maybe it's subconsciously, they're still coming in. It's still going to impact you whether you see that at first or maybe not until later, you know? For example, if you keep hearing the same thing over and over, someone keeps telling you the colour blue is actually green, you're going to start doubting yourself eventually. Just like when someone asks you, how do you pronounce oven? How do you pronounce Primark? Do you know what I mean? Is it Primark or Primark? You start going, wait, actually, how do I say that? But really, it's the same. Do you know what I mean? The examples were kind of rubbish because they're basically the same thing. But if someone keeps telling you you're stupid, you can't do that, oh my god, you don't even know that. I have got so many people around me that speak to me like that, okay? And I haven't got the guts to step back, okay? I haven't really built up the courage yet to step back, but it's work in progress. Basically, just like these negative comments that people are making towards you, whether as soon as it happens to me, I notice it because it really, really irritates me, okay? When people are like, oh my god, you don't even know that. Like, how did you not even know that? How have you not seen that? People that speak to you like this are honestly the most insecure people you will ever come across. And they might be absolutely 10/10 on the outside, but on the inside, they are one of the ugliest people you will ever meet. They are trying to bring you down by having sly little comments. They could say these comments in front of everyone, but no one will notice because they've only said it once. And no one's really picked up on it, but because you're getting it consistently and constantly over a day or over a couple of weeks, these are all going to build up and you're going to start thinking, why do I not know that? Why haven't I seen that? Why haven't they said that to me? Why am I not in the loop? Okay, you'll start overthinking every little thing that this person is saying to you. And I say remove them. Honestly, you don't need people like that in your life. It's definitely going to affect you whether you want to or not, whether you try to put a stop to it. If you are continuing to letting people speak to you like shit, you're going to start feeling like shit and you're going to start believing all the comments that people are saying to you. And that's not a healthy way to live. So, yeah. For your self-esteem, block them. Pause this podcast now and go off and block them, please. Right now. Maybe don't block them because let's face it, I wouldn't do that, okay? Just drift. Okay? If they're sending you a little snap to keep the streak, ignore. Okay? If they're maybe texting you, or let's face it, these two people aren't texting you first, are they? No. So just stop texting them first and you will slowly, and it's hard as well if you're in an environment, say you're at a hobby and it's happening, or say you're at work, or might be someone in your family doing it. It is hard to obviously get out of that, the environments, but try and just limit them experiences as much as you can, and maybe tell someone around you that you trust to be like, listen in, like, see if you pick up on it. Am I overreacting here? Am I overthinking? Or are they being rude? Are they? And you'll know. If you think someone is doing you dirty and trying to put you down, they 10 out of 10 times are, hun. Do you know what I mean? Like, they are. You don't just think someone's giving you shit. You just don't think, like, Connor always says this, and I think this is such a good little saying that he's brought to my life, and it's, rumours don't start from nothing, okay? So if you're believing that someone is speaking to you like you're this big, then that does not stem from nothing, okay? They definitely have said something to make you feel like that. So yeah. believe in your instinct, have a little bit of self-esteem, self-respect, and push them to the side, and you'll notice a massive difference in your confidence. Just see a massive shift in yourself, and that's really important. We don't need anyone bringing us down, do you know what I mean? Things that we could do to promote self-love is keeping promises. If you've told yourself you're going to be posting a pod every week, or maybe you've told yourself you're going to go to the gym once a week, or you're going to start a hobby and you're going to do that once a week. Maybe you've promised yourself that every time you wear makeup, you're going to be taken off with skincare and not just a baby wipe, maybe, perhaps, please. Most things I've just mentioned there are easy to complete, okay? Posting a video every week, a little bit challenging if you've got more than one thing to do, I've got a job, 2 actually, sometimes I work weekends. I've got TikTok, which is failing at the moment. Podcast, see, that's my negative self-talk just slipped in there. Did you hear that? Anyway, I've got my TikTok, I've got this, and it is a lot, and it is hard to keep on track. If you're listening to this when it comes out on the Sunday, I'm literally recording this at 8 o'clock at night on the Saturday, because all week I've not had a chance. I've had migraines, my jaw's been sore. I don't know if I've mentioned, but I've actually got TMJ. I don't know if you have that. Something that's called TMD, I think. But I've got TMJ, and basically my jaw cracks and it's locked. If you know me in person, you'll know that's all I talk about, that and my migraines. Fantastic. So yeah, it can be difficult to video, especially when it's my jaw and I'm literally talking for about an hour to myself. But yeah, it is difficult. It's just finding ways around that and trying to keep your promise, because especially when it's things like that, trying not to feel guilty if you do miss it. Notice when you need rest, okay? If you're going to the gym, make sure your rest days are rest days. I don't want to see any of this, it's a rest day, I'm going to do cardio. No, you're not. It's a rest day. Do you know what I mean? It's a rest day, I'm allowed to eat whatever I want, but I'm actually not going to have that cookie. Why not? You've just promised yourself that today is a rest day. Follow that through. Things that I mentioned might not relate to you, but you'll know what type of things I'm meaning, okay? While I'm talking, you'll be having little ideas pop into your head and you'll be like, oh, actually, I have promised myself that, and if I don't complete it, I do feel guilty. It's because you're breaking that trust with yourself. You need to build up that trust and make yourself be like, oh, I'm trustworthy. Like, when I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it, Like I was saying on my last episode, I'm getting kind of lazy, around the house. And when you work 2 jobs and you've got little hobbies at the side, it can be really overwhelming, and I'm feeling a bit trapped at the moment. But I'm going to come out that soon. That'll just be a little phase, and I'll come out and I'll be absolutely loving life again. But just because you're having hard moments doesn't mean you can't love yourself. Just because something hasn't worked out, or maybe you are posting on social media. Sorry to keep mentioning this, but I feel like I can't really talk about something that I don't have any experience in, if that makes sense. But just, thanks. She's talking about social media. I'm not in that, but I do this. Do you know what I mean? Just kind of think of, when I'm speaking, just kind of think of what relates to you, if that makes sense. So for me, it's social media, and if I was not to post on a Sunday, I would have the most guilt ever. The biggest amount of guilt, okay? Because I'd feel like I'd let myself down, and you as a listener. I've told you that I post every single Sunday. If I don't do that, I'm going to feel guilty. But if I feel like I need a rest, maybe the week before I'll say, by the way, I'm going to be taking a 2-week break. And I've actually already got one planned, but I'll tell you that near the time. What I'm trying to say is, it's healthy to take breaks and make boundaries for yourself that are challenging slightly, but not impossible. You don't want to feel overwhelmed. You don't want to be like, oh my god, but I said I was going to go to the gym every single week and I was going to eat healthy every single day. You can't go from 0 to 100, okay? That's just not how it works. Baby steps, one step at a time. Don't be jumping from literally nothing to being like, I'm going to be running 5k every day. No, you're not. Let's face it, hun. No, you're not. Sometimes at 3 a.m. I think I could take over the world as well, babe, but let's face it, we actually can't. So one step at a time, and you will slowly build up that trust and go, you know what? I am actually going to do that. So I want to talk about being positive, right? Positive thinking, okay? And I'm not just talking about yourself. So if you do something a bit silly, okay? Don't be thinking, oh, I'm so stupid, like I'm an idiot, like I just hate myself. And I say this to myself all the time. Whether you're saying it as a joke or as seriously meaning it, it will still affect you in the same way, okay? So try and cut that out a wee bit. okay? Sometimes I'll wake up, okay, and I'll be on my way to work and I'll be absolutely freezing. I'll just think, I cannot wait to go home from work and jump right in my bed. What I should be thinking is, I can't wait until I go home and take Ravi for a walk and then do all this productive stuff and then go to bed. Don't sit, if you start thinking to yourself all day at work or while you're running errands, I can't wait to go back to bed. As soon as you step in your house, you're going to go right to bed. I remember there's been times where I'll have came in and say I was like, oh, I'm actually going to do a pod. But instead, Connors came home and said, we're actually going shopping. It completely ruins my mood because I'm like, but I've been thinking all day I'm going to be doing a pod. Do you know, things like that? So just make sure that your schedule and what you're telling yourself is going to line up at the end of the day. Because I feel like if you just know your routine all day, I don't know, that's just kind of what helps me. If I know for a fact that when I come in, I'm doing this, all good. And that is also building trust with yourself because you are telling yourself, I'm doing this when I go in. This is what's going to happen, whether I want it to, whether I feel up to it or not. And usually it's the thought of something. It's the worst thing, you know? But actually, when you actually do it, you think this actually isn't that bad. Like going for a run or going for a walk. Like, look at all the nice autumn leaves on the ground. Gorgeous. Just romanticize your life. Honestly, it's the best thing ever. I don't know where I'd be without that. I'm like, wow, I really am the main character today. You literally are. Everyone. No, it's like, oh my god, she's got main character syndrome. Why doesn't everyone? You are literally the main person in your life. And I'm not saying be rude to everyone. I'm not saying like that typical like main character, like mean girl energy. I'm just saying romanticize your life. You are the main character because it's literally your life that you're living. So you are the main character. You're the one that's in your story all the time. There's not a bit in your story that you're not in. Do you know what I mean? I feel like people pleasing is one of the worst things that we could do. When you physically do not want to do something and you feel yourself going, yeah, that's fine, I'll do that for you. Yeah, that's no problem, I'll do it. That is completely ruining your self-esteem, your values, your self-worth. You're going to be thinking, wow, like, I do this all for everyone else and no one ever does anything for me and I don't even want to be doing this, and would they do that for you? Probably not. So let's just take a second and say, actually, I'm really sorry, but I won't be able to do that. I'm a bit busy. Do you know what I mean? It's okay to make time for you, and it's okay to say no. If they don't appreciate that and they can't accept that, that's on them, not on you, babe. Hashtag blocked. Another big thing is forgiving who you were when you were younger. I feel like a lot of people carry guilt from previous years and maybe they've done something to someone and now that they've grown, they're like, oh, I really wish I didn't do that and I still feel really guilty and I done it when I was like 15, 16 and now I can't believe I did that and I just want to apologise. Have closure, okay, in yourself that you could recognise that you were in the wrong and move on from it. That is your closure. Your closure is literally that you can recognise, you could prevent it happening in the future. Fantastic. Well done, Queen. You're glowing. You're glowing and growing. As long as you could recognise that what you did was wrong and that you feel like you've grown and you've learnt from that, then I feel like that's a win-win situation. You don't need to be feeling guilty about that. Forgive yourself and move on. That is all the closure that you need. Another thing you could do to build a positive mindset is doing things you want to avoid, okay? Know that messy drawer you just chuck everything in there? Clear that out. Do you know what I mean? Bin the lot. That makeup you've got you don't even use and it's like 5 years out of date? Bin it. Move on. Oh, I actually couldn't. Sorry, that was bad advice. It's actually good advice, but would I take it? No. One thing about me is do as I say, not as I do. Maybe that's why I turned in the pod. That feeling when you're like, Mum, come and see my room. I tidied it up by myself. Do you know what I mean? I still do that to Connor. I'm like, look at the house, I done it up by myself. Do you know what I mean? Like, do that thing you're avoiding because the feeling after it, self-love, baby, self-love. Some other things you could do to improve your self-love is probably blocking the celebrities that make you feel shit about yourself, maybe, perhaps. Once you're in a better mindset, okay, and in a better place, you can follow them again, absolutely. But until then, block, delete, or even hide these posts. That's a good idea, actually. Might do that. I actually don't really follow any celebs. That's probably why I've actually talked about before. I don't really compare myself to celebs. So if you see me blocking you on Instagram, it's probably because I think you're a 10 out of 10. and you're making me jealous. Anyway, same on TikTok. If you're seeing the same creator all the time and you're like, oh my god, I want her life and why am I not like that and she's the same age as me. For example, Molly May. How is she my age? Crazy. But yeah, with celebs, I actually don't really get the feelings, but I know a lot of people do. So yeah, just hide these posts. We'll sort you out, and then you can unhide them in your settings once you feel better. Thank me later. You're welcome. Another thing is over-explaining, okay? Someone asks you to do something like, oh, could you pick me up from here or could you take me there? All you need to say is, no, sorry, I can't. You don't need to go into details. You don't need to be rude, but you don't have to go, no, I can't because this is happening, you don't need to. You can just say, sorry, I can't tonight. It's absolutely okay to say no. Do you want to come up tonight? No thanks, I'm not really feeling up to it. Another thing as well, oversharing. Oversharing someone isn't going to make them want to be friends with you. Maybe I should have held your hand while I said that. Sorry. But, yeah. People are nosy, okay? People want to know the goss, okay? And whether they go away and tell anyone or just like to listen to your goss, people just love a lot about info, okay? Self-love isn't about the green juices, the gym grind, the 5 a.m. walks, the running the marathon or the 10Ks. Is that the same thing? No, this is how out of touch I am. Sorry, apologies. And can we just take a minute, okay? Every single person, okay, not majority, every single person I know that goes to the gym is there for a reason. God, it's like the X Factor. No, when they've got a sob story. Every single person I know that goes to the gym has a sob story. Every single one. I'm sorry, but come for me if I'm wrong. Okay? It's either they've lost someone in their life, whether that be a relationship, maybe they were going to the gym for a glow up, okay? Maybe it's a family member, maybe they're not getting on with their family and they just want to be out the house. Maybe it's they don't feel good about themselves and their mental health is really low. Maybe it's they want to get better with their eating because they're not happy with how they look. It's always a negative story. It's never like, just want to go to the gym. Do you know what I mean? For example, okay, my fitness way is dancing. I don't have a sob story for that. I just like it. I have never met anyone that just says, I just like going to the gym. Never. I have been to the gym before, you know. When I've walked into the gym before, I just feel it. It feels negative, it feels sad, and everyone looks miserable. And they're all making weird noises while they lift weights, and it gives me the absolute bulk. Anyway, it's just not for me. So yeah, the gym isn't as authentic as it looks. And self-love isn't about routine and discipline. That's not what it's about. It's about resting, listening to your body and making promises that you know that you can keep to build that trust. It's about treating yourself right and doing things that you like. If you like going to the gym, fantastic, great. Go. If you like going for runs every morning, fantastic. Like your skincare and having an everything shower and having a bath and with a little lush bath bomb. That's what I like to do. That's self-love. That's stuff for you and you only. Doing things because of self-hate, like not liking the way you look and trying to change it, isn't self-love. Okay? It's basically like punishment. That's how I felt when I went to the gym. I felt like I was punishing myself. I was like, don't like her. Let's do 30 minutes on the Stairmaster. Couldn't think of anything worse. No thank you. No matter times I almost blacked out. More times I will admit. Embarrassing. Anyway, if you're finding yourself throwing yourself shade, okay, I mainly do this when I'm on my own. Mainly it's when I'm in my own wee world and maybe I'm driving, okay? I'll be like that, why'd you say that, you idiot? Like, and I've tried to kind of change the words, okay? When I catch myself talking to myself like that, I'm like that, whoa. Flip the switch here, do you know what I mean? Like, no thanks, I don't want to hear that. And now I'm like, silly goose and that. Obviously that's okay because I work in nursery, so I feel like I can get away with speaking to myself like that, do you know what I mean? Like, oh, Kiara's a little silly goose, you know? But it does help, okay? I feel like, Kiara, you're so stupid. It sounds a lot worse than Kiara, you're just a little silly goose, like, oopsie daisies, do you know what I mean? That's obviously not very positive either, okay? But it's better than call myself an idiot or stupid, do you know what I mean? one step at a time, like I said, baby steps. You're not going to wake up and be like that. Wow, everything's changed. Like, I am a new person. I'm so positive. And it'll probably come in waves. One minute you'll be feeling like the bee's knees, okay? Like you're Beyonce. And the next minute you'll be thinking that you're dirt on someone's shoe. Do you know what I mean? It comes in waves, right? That doesn't mean that you don't love yourself and you can't love yourself. Like, it's just about accepting who you are. Another thing I find really, really hard is taking compliments. Have I talked about this or not? Don't know. Just all the time, and I'm actually getting quite embarrassed. People say to me, oh, so in the last week, people have said to me, I've got nice nails. I actually had these nails done 2-3 weeks ago, and they've got a wee bit of growth, okay? And people like, I had a couple of girls being like that to me, oh, your nails are really pretty, and I go, yeah, no, but look at the growth. Like, why not just say, oh, thank you? Why do I have to be so, like, or people will be like, oh, someone said it to me, and I'm like, oh, I like your hair, and I go, thanks, it's greasy. I could have literally just washed it. That day I actually had it, the one I'm referring to. It was greasy and I had put dry shampoo in it. But sometimes my hair's not greasy. And people go, I like your hair, and I go, thanks, it's grease. And it's not. But I just don't want the compliment. Just don't give me a compliment. And like someone says to me at Starbucks, oh, I really like your outfit. And I was like, thanks, it's just sheen. Oh, why did I do that? That's negative self-talk. That's me putting myself down. But how are you meant to accept a compliment? What am I meant to say? Thank you. I could have said, oh yeah, I like your outfit too. She was wearing a Starbucks uniform. What am I meant to say? Like your face. Should be thinking I fancy her. What am I going to do? I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, that's something that maybe I should deep dive into next week. Who knows? Guys, I am struggling for episodes here. I have no idea what topics to do. I have set up a little juicy link on my Instagrams, plural, podcast Insta, and on my own personal Instagram. They're both linked below, don't you worry. I have set up a new Google form and it's anonymous. So I was getting messages saying, Kiara, I want to tell you like all the tea, but I don't want to send you an email because it'll literally have my name in it. And I'm like, okay, fair. Or they're texting me on Snapchat going, I don't want to send you this, but I do. Do you know what I mean? So I just feel like it would maybe up your wee confidence a wee bit and give you that wee bit of reassurance that I'm not going to, I don't know, tell Ralphie. I kind of thought that maybe me making it anonymous would help you, maybe open up a wee bit and I could be your little therapist. I'd love to. So, click on the link and it basically send me whatever you want. It could be question and answers. You can ask me a little question if you want. If you want to know anything about me. Assumptions even. Thank you very much. Dilemmas. How will we rant if you want? Had a bad day at work? No one else cares? Tell me. And I'll respond to it on my pod. I'll be your little free therapist. That's absolutely fine. My pleasure, you know? Because like I'm saying, I am struggling for topics. So if you have anything you need help on, I'll probably need the help too. So we can get through this together. So yeah, let's be a little bit kinder to ourselves and a little bit meaner to the voice in our head telling us that we're shit. Okay? Anyway, that's all for today. This has been Sass with a little bit of class. I post every single Sunday. If you want to follow me on the socials, then everything is linked below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, rate and review, leave me a little comment. Do you know someone called me a Republican? They says to me, you look like a Republican, and I thought the kind man was calling me Irish. He wasn't. He was saying I support Trump. Anyway, and the trend on that just now is that their makeup is ugly, and I thought, rude. To be fair, when I do clip my pod and put it on TikTok, I do look orange, like a pumpkin. So really, I do understand. It's the lights is my excuse, okay? I've got 2 orange lights pointing at my face right now. I have changed the tone of them slightly to see if it'll help. But why should I? Little hater. Don't forget to follow and all that. And I will see you next week. And as always, keep it sassy, keep it classy, and I'll see you next Sunday. Love you all. Goodbye. Mwah.